Okay, let me go ahead and move on to a viewer email. Yes. All right, here we go. This was an email sent to me yesterday from Christopher. I will not disclose his last name. Here we go. As I read this, I'll answer your questions and give you commentary on the things that you bring up, okay? I just wanted to say I really enjoy your videos. I have been watching them for some time now, but this is my first time reaching out. I am someone who has watched porn for many years now. I got into it later in life as I was very sheltered. I have learned a lot over time about it, and while I still enjoy it, it's not as big of a deal to me. I'm guessing this is because watching your videos and others has been a peek behind the curtain, so to speak. And I'm assuming he means my video commentaries and podcasts and educational videos opposed to my old adult work, but maybe he means both. Who knows? I know you were once a performer, though I know of you only as a commentator. So that's nice. Thank you, Christopher. That makes me feel good, whether it be true or not. I wonder if the majority of performers really are mentally ill. I wonder the same thing. I think more are than the industry as a whole will ever admit. I think that as the numbers are known, those numbers will be suppressed. I also wonder if the actors and actresses are lying when they say they really love what they do. Many are. Many enter that world for the wrong reasons, which is why, especially as of late, there have been so many allegations of rape within that world. A lot of the women go into that world because they want the attention that they receive when they're not performing in scenes, okay? They want the social media attention. They want the vast social media followings. They want to constantly be told how beautiful or sexy or whatever it is that they want to be. You know, they want to be constantly lied to. But do they actually like the job? No. Many are too young to be doing the things that they're doing. You have to remember the human brain is not fully developed until the age of 25. A lot of those women, I'm going to call them kids because they're 18, 19, 20, 21. They're too young to be doing that mess. And a lot of them are under the influence of various substances. They're not in their right mind. So many of them will come to regret the choices that they're making as adult actresses and actors, yes. I also wonder if all the actors and actresses are lying when they say they really love what they do. I'm sure there are some who are just highly sexual, but for the most part, it seems that it's just strictly business to the majority of them. Not just business. It's a way to feed their ego, attain validation, and not too unlike Meghan and Harry, get attention! Is this true? It's nice to get the perspective from someone who is in the industry. I've talked to a few performers before, but I have to remind myself they are actresses. It's so hard to tell if they are being themselves or performing and using their persona. I think after a while, the line becomes so blurred that many of them become the character they created, either because it's easier to play that part, or they think that's what their fans want to see, or maybe both. Or maybe that they just don't know who they are to begin with because they never took the time to truly get to know themselves and love themselves. I was just wondering how true this is. I sometimes feel I'm on both sides as a fan, which makes me somewhat pro, and also someone who also supports, who say that it's bad, abusive, destructive, or that they had a horrible time, which would make me somewhat con. So he's basically saying sometimes he feels pro-porn, sometimes he feels anti-porn. Christopher, that's how the majority of people are. You're not alone. And the reason that that's how the majority of people are is because you can't polarize that argument. And people who try to polarize the argument of pro-porn versus anti-porn are silly, because for one thing, anti-porn is an industry in itself. They're dependent on the adult entertainment industry existing, otherwise they wouldn't get donations, and the anti-porn activists wouldn't be able to maintain their lifestyles. Anti-porn is big bucks, but I've always maintained the stance of not being anti-porn, because I'm not. I think that there is an ethical way of creating adult content. What I am is I'm anti-abuse and I'm anti-organized crime. From my perspective, the adult entertainment industry needs to be cleaned up of those things. Do that, then you have a viable form of entertainment. But right now, the foundation of the adult entertainment industry, at least from my perspective, is sex trafficking. And I want all sex traffickers to be buried in a fiery pit for all time. That's how I feel about it. That's one of the most horrific crimes one can endure on earth. It's all a shade of gray. I think that as a viewer, you have to realize that the performers that you're watching are often at a point in their lives to where there's a lot of confusion around them, to where they feel for whatever reason what they're doing is going to be a band-aid on a lot of pain from their past. It's something that they feel that they need to do at that moment. When you watch adult entertainment, you're not just watching people having sex. You're watching someone at a very crucial point in their life doing something the majority of people would never do, but that everything in their life up to that point has, for whatever reason, led them to do. And from that point, what they do from there will either be something extraordinary or something that's going to lead them to an early demise. That's what watching adult entertainment really is. Let me finish this email. I want to see all sides and angles and would love any further insight you could give on this topic. Well, I just gave it to you. Thank you for what you do, and I'm so glad you are no longer supporting BLM. Wow! I hadn't read this whole email in advance, by the way. I'm glad I'm not supporting it anymore, too. And you know who you should thank for that, Christopher? A gentleman known as Jason Quinlan, who I've been fascinated with for a long time. But he's someone I've never met in person. He's just somebody that I'm a fan of due to a lot of his investigative journalism into the adult entertainment industry, due to quite an extraordinary life that he's led. But it was he who opened my eyes to the detriment of Black Lives Matter and how a lot of agendas are attached to it that have unfortunately taken away everything good that Black Lives Matter initially was intended to be. Thanks for your time, and rest in peace, Shelley Lubben. Yeah. She missed more than she knows. Yeah. Definitely rest in peace, Shelley Lubben. I hope so much that she's on the other side and is able to see a lot of the things that are happening since her departure. Because her work affected me in the best of ways. And I wish that I had been able to share that with her more while she was here. But I hadn't reached the point that I'm at now until right before she departed. But it was Shelley who started me on my path to realizing that the adult entertainment industry definitely wasn't for me. It's ironic, actually, I'm wearing a pink scarf today because I did not read that whole email before reading it to y'all out loud here today. Because she liked pink. She had a foundation called the Pink Cross. A lot of people say a lot of things about Shelley Lubben that are not true. A lot of people say things about her that were true. But I'll tell you what was important about who she was. What was important about her was that she got people talking. She got people thinking. She got people to look at who they really are. And she made certain people uncomfortable and realize that they are not untouchable. She was great. She was really great. And few people are. And that's why they talked shit about her. So anyway, take care, everyone. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.